right, so in order to find the one interior angle based off of what we've already done, we know how to find the exterior angle because we just do 360 divided by the number of sides. And so remember, if you have an exterior angle, it's a linear pair with the interior. So find the exterior angle and then subtract that from 180. So that's why you have the formula up here, 180 minus 360 divided by the number of sides. So find the exterior angle and then divide it by the number, and then subtract it from 180. Now, if you already know what the sum of the interior is, you can also just divide it by how many sides there are and go from there as well. Okay, so there's two methods to get there. So here are some examples that you might see. And number one, what is the measure of each interior angle of a regular 18-gon? So what we're going to do first is we're going to find, well, what's the exterior angle? So we're going to do 360 divided by 18. And this gives us 20 degrees. But 20 degrees is the exterior angle. So then in order to find the interior angle, we're going to do 180 degrees minus the 20 degrees. And we get what? 160. And so that is the interior angle. Make sense? Alright, so example 2 is the same type of problem, just in picture form. Okay? So we can do this. We can find the measure of the interior angle of the regular polygon picture. So first of all, we need to figure out how many sides does this have. So how many sides? 9 sides. So we can do 360 divided by 9. And that gives us what? 40. Now 40 is which angle? That's the exterior angle. So now we need to find the interior angle. So we're going to do 180 minus 40. And we get 140 degrees. Okay. Now I'm going to show you the other way to go about finding this. We can actually just figure out what the interior of a 9-sided figure has to add up to be. And remember, we do that by 9 minus 2 times 180. And so we get 1260. Now, if all of them have to add up to 1260, and we know we have 9 of them, we can also do 1260 divided by 9. And we end up with 140 degrees. So either method works. Any questions about either one of those? How I got there? Okay, good. Alright, so example 3, if we want to solve for x, it's very similar to what we're doing here. We got to figure out what the angle should equal and then go ahead and plug it in. So how many sides does this figure have? It's 10. It's a 10-sided figure. So we can figure out what one of the exterior angles is. So we're going to do 360 divided by 10, which is 36. And then so if we can figure out what one of the interior angles is, we're going to do 180 minus 36. And what do we get? 144. Good. So now we know that this angle has to equal 144 degrees. So then we can set 10x plus 4 equal to 144 degrees. And now we just solve for x. So we're going to subtract 4 from both sides. So we get 10x equals 140. Divide by 10. And x is equal to 14. You could also do this the other way. Figure out what the interior has to add up to be. Find the one angle and then go that route as well. Alright, so take a second. You try to do example 4, which is very similar to example 3. So take a second and you do that. Alright, so when you work that out, you should see that the exterior angle is 72 degrees, which makes all the interior angles 108 degrees each. Set the 9x minus 18 equal to 108, and then you get x is 14. Any questions there? No? We're good? Alright, so just a reminder, none of this is on a formula sheet. So you have to remember how to go about finding each one of these. Okay? Alright, let's do the last page. Alright, so in this one, we're going to find the number of sides of a regular polygon. So in order to figure that out, we just do 360 degrees divided by the one exterior angle, and that'll tell you how many sides you have. Okay? So example 1, it says, if the exterior angle of a regular polygon measures 40 degrees, how many sides does that polygon have? Well, since we know all exterior angles add up to 360, and if it's regular, they're all the same. So we'll do 360 divided by 40, and we know that one is 9 sides. So that would be a nonagon. Alright, so now if we look at example 2, it says if the interior angle of a regular polygon measures 108 degrees, how many sides does the polygon have? So what's the difference between example 1 and example 2? Okay, so the first one gave you an exterior angle, but the second one gives you an interior angle. But if you know the interior angle, can you find the exterior angle? Yeah. Okay, so once you have to make sure you're paying close attention to which one they give you. So if you know the interior angle, go ahead and find the exterior angle. And how are we going to do that? Subtract it from 180 because they're a linear pair. So we're going to do 180 minus 108, and we end up with 72 degrees, which this is an exterior angle. And then we're just going to do 360 divided by the exterior angle. And we wind up with 5 sides. Okay? And so now we know we have a pentagon. So those are 2 different ways they'll ask that question. And then in example 3, it's another way the SOL test likes to ask this question. They'll give you a picture that's not all the way drawn and said the polygon has how many sides. But if you look at this picture, what did they give you? You have an exterior angle. So if you have an exterior angle, you can figure out how many sides there are by doing 360 divided by 24. So it's just making sure you recognize that's an exterior angle. And then so this polygon has 15 sides. And so this is like example 1, just in picture format. Okay? Alright, so now if you look at example 4, it says, in the drawing, a regular polygon is partially covered by a rectangle. What is the number of sides of this polygon? So basically, what did they give you in this picture? You have an interior angle. So this is example, this is basically a picture representation of example 2. Okay, so now you know you have an interior angle. So now you got to go find the exterior angle, which is 180 minus 135. And that's what you get. 45 degrees. So that means the exterior angle right here is 45 degrees. And now we can do 360 divided by 45 degrees. And what do we get? We get 8 sides. Okay. Any questions? All right, cool beans. That's it. Make sure you get them all glued in.